Hey guys, Ball4 here, and back again for another Doctor Who Quick Thoughts. I'm in a different location because I'm on a little bit of, because it's holidays, and I'm on holidays right now, so I'm at my good old caravan. Be like the nostalgia critic in front of a white wall. Pretty cool. So anyway, new episode of Doctor Who was recently on, The Caretaker, and to me it was just okay. It wasn't great, and it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was honestly one of the better episodes of the season in my opinion so far. Not as good as last week's, but still pretty decent. But just okay, really. I mean, there were things I did like, things I didn't. So okay, starting off with the things I did like. Peter Capaldi was again really good as the Doctor. This time he went undercover as the caretaker of Coal Hill High School, not just Coal Hill School, which was pretty good. And that was not an entirely original idea, but it was done pretty well. I think he pulled it off quite well, as his little quirky habits, which is pretty cool. Danny Pink was okay. His feud that him and the Doctor have. The Doctor doesn't like him because he's a soldier and all that. I thought that was kind of stupid, really. I just thought that was kind of forced. Like, they just put it in there like, oh, the Doctor was a soldier and he didn't like it, so he has to have this feud with Danny. I thought that was kind of... I don't know. I didn't really like it all that much. And, again, Jenna Coleman, I reckon she's getting better as Clara. She's pretty good. She was pretty good in this episode, I reckon. She's not a great companion in my opinion, but she's getting there, I reckon, as a character. So that's pretty good. And yeah, so those were the main things I liked. And there are some cool moments balancing, at the beginning of the episode, the balances, shows the balance, Clara's life with the Doctor and Clara's life with Danny, which is pretty good. Really like that. But the things I didn't like, there were a few things. Again, I mentioned the whole feud that the Doctor and Danny had, I felt was very forced. And the robot in that episode, I can't remember the name of it, was like the something Blitzer, something like that. Very just kind of forced in there. Like, oh, we have to have a killer robot because it's Doctor Who, so let's put a robot in. I felt that was kind of just not really necessary, and it was just very forced, and you don't really know much about it. It's just something. It was a very generic robot, just going, oh, target acquired. It was cool, cool design, but it was just very generic in terms of actual what it did, really. So, yeah. Another thing that I didn't really like was trying to remember, because there wasn't a whole lot that stood out. Maybe the fact that it was a forgettable... Yeah, the fact that it was actually kind of not really that great. It was kind of forgettable, just a meh episode. It kind of felt to me like so far, it's kind of like, you might say it's the Boomtown of Series 8. And in a way it is. It's kind of just a nice little story. It has a little bit of character development with Danny and Clara and the Doctor and all that, but other than that, just a very... didn't really do much for me, really, honestly. It wasn't a terrible episode, just okay. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's not a lot... That's the thing with these episodes, it's hard to say. There's not a lot to complain about, and there's not really much to say good about. It's just, to me, just a very okay episode. Not really much to say. Yeah, that's always the hardest thing with these episodes. They're always the hardest to talk about because you don't have much to say about them. Yeah, so, yeah, those were my thoughts on The Caretaker. Next week is going to be Kill the Moon, which looks quite interesting, to say the least. We haven't been given a whole good look in the trailer, so it might be decent, it might be average, who knows. We'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, those were my quick thoughts on The Caretaker, and I'll see you next time.